So if you are planning to get married and you're planning your wedding, this video is for you. If you are planning your wedding and you are on a budget, this video is for you. If you are planning your wedding and you're on a budget and your Nigerian parents want a loud wedding, this video is for you more. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Abisayo. If today is your first time here, you're most definitely welcome. And if today is not your first time, welcome back. Thank you for coming back again. I love you. Alright, so please subscribe, share, drop a comment, like this video if you do like it, which I believe you will. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing tips on how to plan your wedding with a minimal budget. I'm not going to put a price peg because it's relative to everybody. I can say I'm on a budget, and my own I'm on a budget is I can spend 10 million naira for my wedding, and I can also say I'm on a budget, and my own on a budget is that I can only spend 2 million naira for a wedding. So I think being on a budget is relative to everybody's pocket. But if you are Omo Babalowo and you are Omo Dangote or Omo Tedola, please, this video is not for you. Keep watching though, but this video is not for you. Please let the poor breathe. Let the poor breathe, please. Don't suffocate us. This video is for brides to be that, like me, we're really on a budget, and even husbands to grooms. This video is for you. So let me tell you the dynamics of my wedding. I'm indifferent about large wedding or small wedding. Do you get? I'm indifferent about having an intimate or a owambe loud wedding. I'm so indifferent. I couldn't be bothered about it. But what I was particular about was that I wanted a pretty organized wedding. All right, but my husband wanted a small wedding. All right, but my parents wanted to faraya and throw a loud wedding. That was it. And at the beginning, even before I got engaged, I was having a conversation with my mom, and she just insinuated that this is my only daughter, this is the only time I get to do this, and it was going to seem as though battling with having a small wedding was just going to be a lot, and I didn't want to do that. And after I spoke to my husband, we just came to an agreement that okay, no problem, let them do what they want to do. We just must not go outside our own budget. If they want to do a large wedding, let them cover for it. We can only do what we can do. Do you get? So that was one of the first conversations I had with my parents. It's yeah, I know this is what you guys want, but we cannot afford it, so what are we doing? And they told us, oh, don't worry, go and relax, just take care of yourself. Anything that has to do with you guys, just take care of it. Don't worry, we want to do the rest. But scam. But I'm not. They did a lot, and I'm so grateful to them for that. Both parents, my husband's parents, my parents, they did a lot. I'm so grateful for that. And it's important that you have that conversation. That's one of the very first steps, because it would not make sense if you don't have that conversation, and you believe that you want to have an intimate wedding. You don't have that conversation with your parents, and then they keep inviting everybody. At the end of the day, it's going to be your shame, in quotes, because at the end of the day, you're going to have a large wedding that you did not make proper preparations for. So I'm of the opinion that if you have had a conversation with your parents, I know that a lot of times these days everybody's saying it is your wedding, you have the say and all. Yes, they are right, no problem. But me, I wasn't ready to fight my family because of my wedding. I didn't want that to happen. I wanted to have a blissful process up until the wedding day, and I didn't want to fight with my parents, most especially. So I was fine with letting them do what they want, as long as it wasn't going to affect me. And at the end of the day, it is also their joy. Yes, I'm getting married, but it is their joy too. So why do I have to personally say, oh, this is what I want, and I don't want to hear from them because it is my wedding? I'm not of that school of thought. If that's you, that's fine, and there is no problem with that. Good for you. But that wasn't me. So I just had to have a conversation. I just had to have a conversation with them so we could be on the same page. Secondly, have a budget or not. Here's what I mean. All right, so for me, yeah, I wouldn't say that we had a budget. We did not exactly have a budget, but we just knew that we couldn't afford to spend more than this. And also, we trusted God, right, all through the process. And so it was more of a thing of, we had a budget, but which would bring me to my next point, which is have a list of things that you need to do and prioritize. So it was, for us, it was more of a thing of, as money is entering, we'll do the most important things. If there's extra money, we can do the other things. I don't know if you get what I mean. So we had a budget, but we didn't have a budget. So we didn't have, oh, this is the amount we want to spend on this wedding, because truth be told, God really helped us. And as much as it sounds unbelievable, we really did not have money when we wanted to get married. To be honest, we didn't have money, we just trusted God. So it was more of a thing of, we wanted to trust God, or we're going to trust God as we progressed. So we didn't have a budget. We didn't say, oh, we're only spending 1 million naira or 2 million naira on this wedding. Even if we say we want to spend 1 million naira or 800,000, we didn't have at that time. Do you get? So we didn't have a budget, as it's where we just trusted God that, okay, you know what, as money is coming in for us, these are the most important things, these are the things we're going to sort first. So I just compressed 2 points in one. Have a budget, but not necessarily, if you get what I mean. It's important. If you already have money that like you have set aside for your wedding, then you most definitely should have a budget. Like if you already probably you have been saving and all of that, it is important that you have a budget. That works. In fact, it works a whole lot. But if you do not, and yeah, like us, that we wanted to fit it, we knew that it was time, and we knew that we had God's backing on it, we just fitted it. If that makes sense. So if you're like us, just have a list, but prioritize. That's my third point. It's very important. Please prioritize, especially we ladies, because we have like that dream wedding mentality in our heads, and like, this is what I want, this is how I want my wedding to be, which is good. I promise you, it is good, it is beautiful. If you can afford it, please do. Go over the moon for your wedding, no big deal. If you can afford it, that's fine. But if you cannot, it is important that you prioritize. Let me give you an example. I really wanted to like use a frontal wig for my wedding and all, and I was saying, at least because of that, I'm going to buy a new hair, and I'm going to have like quality hair. When I started making inquiries, hair was entering like almost 100 and something thousand. I'm sorry, I can't afford it. So guess what? I just used frontal. Like, I had to reach out to my hairstylist. I said, Alpha babe, because she's someone I know, which will bring me to another point, but let me not rush. She's someone I know, so I like, this is what I can't afford to buy bundles and frontals. I cannot. So what can I do? And she was like, oh, you could just use 2 frontals if you like, because I wanted an updo. You can use 2 frontals and don't worry, we'll work around it. So I didn't even spend money on the hair. Like I didn't have to buy a new hair. I used a frontal that like was already available, that I used for my court wedding and all of that. So I didn't spend money on the hair. So it's important that you prioritize. Do you get? So it's not everything that you'll be able to do. Trust me, if you have had dreams from your babyhood, you cannot do everything if you are not on an extravagant budget. If you don't have loads of money, I'm sorry, you will have to give up some things. You have to give up some things. Okay, so prioritize. All right, it's not everything. Some things are wants, some things are needs. Put the needs far above the wants. When you have sorted all your needs, then you can start attending to your wants if you have the luxury of cash, if you have excess cash. Do you get? So please prioritize. All right, the third thing is that it is okay not to use popular vendors, or let me rephrase, it's okay to use not so popular vendors. All right, so we have like this Instagram worthy mindset that you just want to, oh, this person is popular. Again, I'm emphasizing so that all these people will not come for me in the DM, it's because I cannot afford it. Yes, it's because I cannot afford it. But if you can afford it, by all means go and do it. So please don't come for me. All right, I'm talking to those who we are in the same category. So it's okay not to use popular vendors. All right, it's okay to use the normal tailor that you used to use on a normal day when your wedding was not here. As long as person can deliver, as long as you're sure that this person can deliver, to be honest, it's okay. If you have friends that do certain things, if you have friends that are vendors, or you have a friend who is a photographer, you have a friend who is a makeup artist, reach out to them. I want to use you for my wedding. It's not because you don't have money to go and pay another person, but you believe that work is good. That's another thing. Don't reach out to people because you are looking for a free job. No, don't do that. But reach out to people that you like their work, and it would be nice to have them do your. But let them know. It's okay to let vendors know that, oh, this is my budget. Is there a way we can work around it? There are times that, okay, say for example, I'm a makeup artist. There are times that people have reached out to me. I send them my bridal package price, and they're like, this is like more than what I can afford, but I really want to use you. And we come to like, sometimes we come to like what's it called, a compromise. Okay, you know what, I'll do your makeup, but I'm not going to wait to touch up. I'm not going to give you all the extra services that I would give a bride on a normal day if they are paying the regular amount. And they're like, oh, I'm fine with it, I just want your makeup on my face for that day. And we just come to an agreement. So it's okay to let a vendor know that, oh, this is your budget. If it doesn't work, fine, pack your bag, check another vendor. Trust me, there would always be a vendor who can work with your budget. Also know that your budget might also determine the quality of what you're going to get. To an extent, your budget might determine the quality of what you're going to get, but you have to be okay with that if you're working with a budget. As long as you're not getting a terrible job, as long as you're not getting a bad job, it's okay. And there are also vendors that they are just not popular, but they are good at what they do, and they are not as expensive as those that are popular. Use them. So another tip is that there is never it's too early to start planning your wedding. It's never too early to start planning your wedding, okay? It's never too early. Even if it is 6 months before, as long as you already know what you want. Please, and that's something, so always know what you want. If you don't know what you want, people will just be able to enter your head anyhow. Like, I'm not saying don't accept opinions from people, but you have to know what you want. If not, you'll be changing your mind at every instance, and I think that's going to stress you mentally if you're like planning your wedding. So you know what you want before you even start planning your wedding, and then there is no time that is too early to start planning your wedding. You already have a date. Even if you don't already have a date, you already have it in mind that, oh, I'm getting married in December, and you know what you want already. You have 10,000 naira today, go and buy your shoe. When you already know what you want, get them intermittently. You have 10,000 naira today, go and buy something. You have 5,000 naira tomorrow, go and buy something. It would go a long way in easing your financial burdens. Another tip is that go to market by yourself. I know that people don't like markets. I don't like markets. Hey Jesus, I do not like markets for anything. Food market or clothes market or whatever market. I don't like going to markets. But I knew that if I wanted to save cost for my wedding, I needed to go to markets myself, because there were a lot of things that I was seeing Instagram vendors or WhatsApp vendors or online vendors. I'll see it 20,000. I get to market, I'm seeing it for 10,000 naira. Please, why won't I buy my stuff from the market myself? So I feel like if you want to save money, go to the market yourself, buy things yourself, go and price it by yourself and buy it by yourself. It will save you some money, to be honest. No matter how small it might seem, by the time you accumulate it on different things that you need to buy, you would have been saving thousands of naira already. So please, if you can go to the market yourself. The last thing I'm going to say in this video, because I don't want it to be too long, is in all of the whole process, don't let anything steal your joy. At the end of the day, all these things are material, all right? And as much as possible, don't let anything steal your joy. Here's what I mean. Whatever is within your control, please do it. Whatever you can do, whatever you can, whatever happens that you know that, oh, I had the power to change this, please do it. But whatever is out of your control, it is out of your control. Yeah? That's it. Forget about it. Don't let anything steal your joy. Let me bust your head. Like, let me shock you. I did not have a videographer on my wedding day because the videographer decided to move mad. Story for another day. But we didn't have a videographer. But like, I'm like, at this point, there is nothing I can do. There is nothing we can do. So we cannot allow this, steal our joy. So that's the way. We had friends that came up and made videos. Thankfully, we had somebody who is a wedding event content creator who also came through for us, and like she had been taking videos even prior to the old videographer was not going to show up and stuff. So we were still good. Do you get? We're still good. And even if we didn't have those things, the cocoa is that we're getting married and nothing was going to tamper with our joy. So I feel like in all of this, don't let anything steal your joy, because it's very easy for when you have you already have a mindset of I want this, I want that, and then somewhere along the line you're unable to get that thing that you wanted. Then you begin to feel like, what am I even doing? You begin to, you're not as happy and as excited as you should be for your wedding. Don't let that happen to you, all right? Whatever is within your control, do it. Whatever is out of your control, leave it for God, all right? Don't let anything tamper with your joy. There are a lot more things that I definitely applied in planning my wedding. Yeah, that's another thing. I planned my wedding myself, and trust me, I saved a huge amount on that, even though I would have loved to have an event planner, all right, but I couldn't afford it. I reached out to a number and the prices were too much for me. I couldn't afford it. And normally, even without the whole wedding thing, I like organizing things, and I if I must say so myself, I can do that a little bit effortlessly, and not I don't do a bad job at it. So I'm like, okay, in that case, let me just do my thing myself, and I did. And thank God for how everything turned out. My husband would always say it anytime he gets the opportunity, that he doesn't have the contact of one single vendor. Yes, it actually doesn't. Baba was just giving me money. I was taking care of all the vendors. You get? But that's just to tell you that I did a pretty good job at organizing the whole thing, at planning the whole thing, and without putting stress on my husband. And I wasn't stressed because I started planning early enough, and I just already had a mindset before I even started planning my wedding that, you know what, nothing is going to stress me. If something does not work out, we move on to the next one. I'm not just going to be stressed, and I think you should do that too. Let me know if you want more tips and maybe a bit more detailed detailed information. I'll be sure to make another video for you. If you have watched up to this point, thank you very much for watching till the end. I'm sure you have gained one or two. If you have, let me know in the comment section, and also share with us. Definitely not me, because I'm getting married, but I'm sure there will be people that want to get married that are watching this video, and they'll be in the comment section too. So share a tip. If you have already gotten married, share a tip that helped you save costs in the process of your wedding planning, and let us know in the comment section. Thank you. So that's it for this video. Again, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and drop a comment. Thank you so much for watching.